Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Secure204 here, bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going ahead and building the Sukhoi Su-47 Berkut. The Sukhoi Su-47 Berkut translating from Russian to English, Golden Eagle, also named by the NATO reporting name of Furkin, was a initial development of an experimental supersonic jet fighter developed by the JSC Sukhoi company. A distinguished feature of the aircraft was its forward-swept wing that gave the aircraft excellent agility and maneuverability. While serial production of the type never materialized, the sole aircraft produced served as a technology demonstrator prototype for a number of advanced technologies later used in the 4.5 generation fighter, Su-35, and the current 5th generation jet fighter, the Su-57. The Su-47 Berkut here is a really interesting aircraft. As I mentioned, the forward-swept wings are something that's really unique to this aircraft. I don't really know of many other aircraft that really use the forward-swept wing, except for very few, and even then, there are very far and few in between. Overall, really cool-looking fighter and a really nice Russian kind of concept fighter, which we've been doing quite a bit of recently. But yeah, really cool jet fighter and a really awesome modern aircraft. Before we go and jump in and take a look at this build, I do want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video description, where you can go and put a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel. It's really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, link is down in the video description. With that though, let's go and dive in here to take a look at the Su-47 Berkut and kind of see what we got going on here. So this aircraft, we both have a landed and in-flight version. This aircraft sits pretty flat with its landing gear, so we do have the landing gear as an option in this tutorial. So you'll be able to build both the in-flight and landed version if you are interested. The camo, or the color scheme here, is done up in the current, production, or the one model that's been produced, which has a black kind of full body color, a little white tipped nose and white tipped vertical stabs. It also has the number 01 here and some writing here in yellow on the side of the fuselage underneath the cockpit. But yeah, so it's done up in that color scheme. Obviously it is definitely probably subject to change if the aircraft actually entered full production, but it didn't, so this is the model we have here in the color scheme. We have the cockpit, obviously, nothing too crazy there. As we progress further back, we have the side canards here. And then we have our forward-swept wings, which are kind of the more interesting part of this aircraft here. So you got the forward-swept wings, you got your vertical stabilizers, your kind of horizontal stabilizers here. Overall, really interesting aircraft. A lot of really cool design features of it, and I think it came out really good overall. And will make an awesome addition to any of your worlds. So again, this is the landed version. So you have the landing gear here, the rear and front. And then up here you can see what the model looks like with it completely in flight. So again, overall, really nice model. Really happy with the way it came out, and is a excellent redesign compared to our old design that we had for the Su-47. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer of the aircraft, we have layer number 2. Now we're starting with layer 2 because we get a better basis of the aircraft build, and it'll be easier for us to kind of expand upon this layer instead of layer 1, which is a little funky to kind of build off of, and really just going to be kind of adding something onto the rear of the aircraft. So yeah, we're starting with layer 2 here. In addition, if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we're going to be building the entire center line of the aircraft, and then we're going to be building the right side. After we build the right side, it'll be up to you guys in between layers to copy what we do on the right side over to the left side. This aircraft is completely symmetrical, so whatever we do on one side will be done on the other, so just keep that in mind as we progress. And basically, once we get for the first few layers here, it'll make a little bit more sense and be easier for you guys to go through, especially if this is your first tutorial. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the aircraft here. Now, one of the first things I want to mention here is if you do want to have the aircraft landed, you do need to make sure you build layer 2 here, a certain height off the ground. For the tutorial, we will be going ahead and building the in-flight version and then adding the landing gear on at the end as a modification to that in-flight version. So to make sure you have the aircraft positioned correctly so that the landing gear sits properly, you do want to go ahead and make sure that this is a total, or layer 2 is 4 blocks up from the ground. So we have 1, 2, 3. And on this fourth layer up, you can see this right here is where layer 2 is situated. So make sure that is all good to go before you go ahead and get started and you have your correct height established. So again, we have 3 full blocks of space, like so, between the ground and layer 2 here. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and start off with our front here. We're going to place down 2 smooth quartz top slabs and then an iron trapdoor come off this quartz top slab going forward. We're going to go ahead and then place down a row 3 of pistons. Now, if you are not on Java, instead of this row 3 of pistons, I would place down a smooth quartz full block and then 2 black concrete full blocks. But the pistons here are going to be the best block to use, and you can see we have this kind of trick that we could do with a tool, but basically your pistons will look like this for the time being, and again we'll place those if we're on Java. Again, good alternative would be would have a quartz full block and then 2 black concrete blocks. We're going to go then place down a polished blackstone top slab, followed by a polished blackstone upside down stair, polished blackstone top slab, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dark oak with trapdoors come off that top slab. We're going to go then place down 2 polished blackstone top slabs, a polished blackstone upside down stair. We're going to go then place down a row 3 of pistons. Again, same thing here if you are on a different version. This piston right here we would replace with a top slab, and then we're going to place down 2 black concrete full blocks here instead. After that, we're going to go and then place down a row of black concrete. This is going to go back a total of 10 blocks. So just like this back, and then we're going to go and then place down 2 more pistons. Again, you can place down a polished blackstone upside down stair, polished blackstone top slab as an alternative. We're going to place down 2 polished blackstone top slabs back, and then 2 dark oak with trapdoors after those 2 top slabs. So it should look like this here from the side profile. And yeah, again, that's what you want there for the side profile to go ahead and get us started. With that out of the way, we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides here. We're going to place down a smooth quartz top slab to the side of the piston, and then 1, 2, 3 polished blackstone top slabs back, and then 1, 2, 3 dark oak with trapdoors. We're going to go back to this last trapdoor here. We're going to place down 1 to the side, then 1, 2, 3 back, followed by 2 polished blackstone top slabs, a black concrete block, or a upside down piston, again depending on what version you're on. Java players, again the piston; Bedrock players, the black concrete. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 black concrete back. And we're going to go then place down a total of 2 of upside down pistons. Again, a good alternative to the pistons here would probably be a a blackstone upside down stair. Or actually, I would say probably a black concrete block and then a polished blackstone upside down stair. So something like this here is what I would place instead of the pistons as an alternative. We're going to place down 2 more polished blackstone top slabs and then 2 dark oak with trapdoors back from that. Going back up to the front here, we're going to go and place down a polished blackstone top slab to the side of this this third dark oak with trapdoor on this row here. So 1 top slab to the side there. We're going to go back with a second one, and then we're going to place down a row 4 of pistons. Again, an alternative here to the pistons would be to place down a polished blackstone top slab first, and then placing down 3 black concrete blocks back instead. So like that, and again the alternative would be something like that. After that's done there, we're going to go ahead and then take our black concrete, and we're going to go back from the pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to do the same thing we did right here. So whether you did the black concrete and upside down polished blackstone stair or the 2 pistons, we're going to place that right there. Then our 2 polished blackstone top slabs, and then our 2 dark oak with trapdoors back from that. After that is done there, we're going to go ahead and then take our dark oak with trapdoors. We're going to place down 1 and 2 on the side here of these 2 top slabs. We're going to go ahead and follow that up with a row of 4 of polished blackstone top slabs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 polished blackstone upside down stairs, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 black stained glass panes. We're going to go then take our wither skeleton skulls, and we're just going to place down 2 along the side there, those 2 pistons with the 2 blocks there, like that. And once you have that all done right there, that's going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer number 2 for the build. Taking a look at it from above, that's what we should have for the top-down view with this layer complete. At this point in time, we'll be going ahead and now moving on to our next layer, and we will go ahead and take what we did on the right side and copy it over to the left side so that both sides look the same from above. With that though, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer 2, and let's move on up to layer number 1. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer 1. For layer 1, really simple stuff. We're just going to be going ahead and going to the bottom of the fuselage here. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and go from this row of 3 pistons we have down the center, or whatever blocks you have. So it's after this polished blackstone stair, we have these 3 blocks. Then we have 1 and 2 black concrete blocks, and on your third one back, we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor on the bottom. We're going to then place down a second and third trapdoor back, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4 polished blackstone slabs after that. Once we have that all done, we're going to then go out to the sides. We're going to place down 3 Dark Oak Wood trapdoors along the side here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 polished blackstone slabs, and then 1 and 2 Dark Oak Wood trapdoors back. Our next row out to the outside here is going to be a Dark Oak Wood trapdoor coming off the side of the second one here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 back like so. So really simple stuff there, and that is basically it for layer 1. You're going to take the same thing, copy it over to the other side, and actually one quick adjustment here is we're actually going to replace these 2 slabs here. So these 2 polished blackstone slabs in the middle, we're actually going to place down 2 polished blackstone top slabs coming off the side of those. So it should look like that there. And yeah, that is pretty much it there. Really simple stuff there for layer 1, and this is what it should look like from the side profile. With that all complete though, that is going to wrap up layer 1, and with that we'll be going ahead and moving on up to layer number 3. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin with by placing down a piston on top of this iron trapdoor. Instead of this piston, you can also use a quartz stair instead, so it'd be kind of placed like this. After that, we're going to place down a quartz slab going forward, 2 end rods, and then a chain there on the very tip, like that for the nose there. Going back from this block here, we're going to place down 3 smooth quartz full blocks. Then we're going to go and take our black concrete and place down a row going all the way down the center here. That's going to be a total of 33 blocks. It should stick out past this Dark Oak Wood trapdoor on the bottom here, down the center by 1. And on the end here of the block, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull. And that right there is basically it for your center line there for the aircraft. Really simple stuff. We're going to go ahead and then start working our way out to the sides here. We're going to begin with by placing down a skeleton skull on the side of this piston. We're going to place down a white stained glass pane here, and then a diorite wall. We're going to go and then place down a smooth quartz full block, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32 black concrete blocks back, followed by a gray concrete block, a polished blackstone brick block, and we'll go ahead and make sure that we grabbed the non-cracked ones. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and fix these real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down a upside down polished blackstone stair coming off that. We're going to do the same thing over here, so polished blackstone upside down stair, and then a polished blackstone full block, gray concrete, and then our black concrete forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, blocks forward, like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and grab our polished blackstone. We're going to place down 2 stairs on top of these two trapdoors here. And then we're going to take our black concrete. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks back. We're going to go and then place down 1, 2, 3 polished blackstone walls. Then 1, 2, 3 black stained glass panes. And then lastly, 1, 2, 3 Dark Oak Wood trapdoors, like so. After we have that all done there, we're also going to go ahead and grab a tripwire hook. We're going to place down a tripwire hook on the side of this quartz block, as well as a chain coming off of it going forward for little instruments on the side there of the nose. Now that right there is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for this layer, but there is one thing I do want to go ahead and talk about. That is going to be for Java players and the use of a debug stick. By typing the command /give space @p Minecraft :debug _stick, you get this command here. Pressing enter will give you this glowing stick. What we can do now is some pretty cool stuff. We can actually go up to these pistons, left click the piston until we get select the extended false prompt pop up, and we can go ahead and then right click it. And what it does, it gets rid of that wood portion. It really helps with the sloping there of the aircraft. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here for all of our pistons. So just like this. Just keep in mind that if you do break a block or you do update the block around these pistons, they will turn back to the normal state with having the wood portion on the top there. So just make sure you try not to touch those pistons. You try to leave them alone so that they do not revert back, because you have to go ahead and readjust them with the debug stick. But as you can see there, really helps kind of create those nice shaping and really creates that nice flow for the aircraft, which you really we're really shooting for. So it looks really good. And one also simple thing, again, this is kind of very minor. It doesn't really need to be done really if you don't want to. But we can actually change the properties here of these glass panes to actually look like they connect with the skeleton skull. And what it does is it helps kind of creates a better connection in this area. So you can see here, for example, over here on the left side. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to look in the direction that our aircraft is facing. So we want the glass pane here to connect up, or look like it connects to the skull. So we're going to look in the direction that the pane would go to connect up to the skull. So it'd be this way. Pressing F3, we can look at our second paragraph there, 4th line, facing, and it says we're facing south. What we can do here now is we can go ahead and left click the glass pane until we get selected south, and it should say false. Again, your direction may depend or change depending on what direction you have your aircraft facing in your world. So again, if it says your direction you're looking is west, and you want to go and select left click until you get west. Anyways, once you get to that selection, you're going to go ahead and right click, and it'll extend that glass pane in that direction there toward that skull. And again, it really just helps kind of create a better flow in the front here. Something, again, that doesn't really need to be done for Java players, but something that's just a nice little bit of extra detail or a nice little touch there to give it just a little bit nicer of a shape. Anyways, though, that right there is going to wrap up everything we have for layer number 3, and with that, let's move on to layer number 4. Moving on to our next layer, we move on to layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go to the second quartz block here. We're going to place down a daylight detector on top of it, turn it to night mode. We're going to go then place down a smooth quartz slab back, and then we're going to place down a piston after that smooth quartz slab, like so. Again, you can use a polished blackstone stair as an alternative to the piston. We're going to go then take our black concrete. We're going to place down a row of black concrete going back. It's going to be a total of 26 blocks in length. We're going to go then place down 2 pistons. Again, they'll look like this. Alternative to the pistons will be in our black concrete block and then a polished blackstone stair instead. We're going to go then place down 2 polished blackstone slabs and a daylight detector like so to go ahead and complete the center line there of your aircraft. Going back up to the front, we're going to place down a skeleton skull at a slight angle on top of that quartz block, followed by a polished blackstone slab, polished blackstone stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 black concrete blocks back. I'm going to go and double check my count here, and it is going to be 30 blocks. We're going to go then place down a stone brick stair, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 polished blackstone stairs back. Going off the back of these stairs, 2 more polished blackstone stairs, another stone brick stair, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 black concrete forward. And again, double check my count here, it should be 19 blocks in total. After that, we're going to then go to the side here. We're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor, or 2 dark oak trapdoors on top of those 2 stairs, and we're going to open up to the outside there. We're also going to place down a trapdoor on the back of the first one, like so, and we're going to leave that as is for right now. Going back from this trapdoor here, we're going to place down a row of black concrete. That's going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 blocks. We're going to go then take our polished blackstone stairs and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 stairs back. We're going to go then place down a polished blackstone slab. After that, we're going to place down a row of 3 of stairs. They're going to be with the back facing toward the outside here. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go then grab our polished blackstone walls, and we're going to go back 1, 2, 3 walls back as well. After that, we're going to then place down a diorite wall, and we then want to place down a skeleton skull coming off that diorite wall. On the insides here of the wall, we're going to go and place down a birchwood sign. After we have that all done there, we want to go ahead and then place down a dark oak trapdoor coming off the slab here, or sorry, rather that trapdoor there. Then 2 polished blackstone slabs back, and then 2 dark oak trapdoors. We're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 1, 2, 3 trapdoors, and then 1, 2, like that for the start there of our canards. With that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a polished blackstone slab coming off this black concrete block right after this trapdoor here. And then going back from that slab, we're going to place down a long row of slabs back. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 slabs back like that. We're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 2 of daylight detectors, which will also turn to the night mode, and then 2 dark oak trapdoors back like that. Our next row here is going to have an indent from the front, so we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab on that second slab. And we want to go and then go back a total of 5 more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, we're going to take our black concrete. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black concrete. Then a polished blackstone slab. Then 2 daylight detectors turn to night mode. And then 2 dark oak trapdoors after that. Once that's done, again going back up to the front here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab coming off the side of the second one here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And my bad, it's going to be 1 less, so it's going to be 3 back. Then we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors. Again, we're going to turn those to the night mode. And then we're going to place down 1 dark oak trapdoor. Now after that's done, we want to go ahead and then grab our wither skeleton skulls. We're going to go and skip a space and then place down 1, 2, 3 wither skeleton skulls on the side of those black concrete blocks. We're going to go then take our polished blackstone slabs, go back 1, 2, 3. Then a row of 2 of daylight detectors, and then 1 and 2 dark oak trapdoors after that. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and go off this Dark Oku trapdoor here by 1. And then we want to go then place down 2 daylight detectors like this. Again, turn to night mode. And that'll complete the little stabilizer there on the rear. With that done, going ahead and focus our sole attention now to the wings. We're going to place down a polished blackstone slab coming off this one. We then want to go ahead and go back a total of 2 more blocks, so 1, 2. And then we want to place down 2 daylight detectors, turn those to night mode, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor right here. Next, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off this one, then 1 forward. And then we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors. Again, we're going to turn those to the night mode. And then we're just going to place down 2 polished blackstone slabs forward, followed by a daylight detector, turn to that night mode. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, coming off this one here. 1 slab forward, then 1, 2, 3, 4 daylight detectors forward, and again, we're going to turn these to the night mode like that. After that, we're going to go then place down a daylight detector coming off this one here to the side. We're going to go again and go 1 forward, and we then want to go ahead and go 2 more back. So we have 1, 2, and then again for dark oak wood trapdoors, 1 and 2 trapdoors back, like so. With that out of the way, we're going to place down another row of daylight detectors. So coming off this, 1, 2, 3, 4, or rather, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to turn these all to the night mode again. And then we're going to take our dark oak trapdoors, and we're going to go ahead and go back with 2, like so. Or my bad, it's actually going to be 3 back this time. So 3 back, like that. Our next row, we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors coming off these 2, then 1 dark oak wood slab forward. We're going to turn these daylight detectors there to night mode, and we then want to place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood trapdoors back from those daylight detectors. Our next row here is going to be a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dark oak wood slabs there, or sorry, dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to go then place down 1 coming off this one forward, 1 forward from that, like so. Then an acacia wood trapdoor, and then 1 and 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, or sorry, 3 dark oak wood trapdoors back from that acacia wood one. Our next row here is going to be a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off here, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a total of 5 there. And then we just want to go ahead and go with 1, 2, 3 on the side there, like that. And that right there is basically it for your wings. You're going to take the same design, copy it over to the air side, and that right there is going to make your forward swept wings. Obviously, you'll take both sides, and right now is probably a good time to take both sides and copy both sides over from each other. So you should have an overview of what something that looks just like this. With that all complete though, that is going to wrap up everything there for that. We do have a few things we're going to talk about those in this layer, which is going to be basically around these banners. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a moment here to pause if you need to, copy both sides over, and once you have both sides copied, then go ahead and resume the video and we'll talk about the banners. Alright guys, so when it comes to the banners here on the side of the aircraft, I'm not going to go ahead and jump into a loom or anything and show you how to make them. They're really straightforward to do. The first banner you're going to want to make is a black and, or 2 black banners, and you're going to be with blue lettering, or blue numbering I should say. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to do the numbers 0 and 1, and that's what you want there. That right there is going to be the aircraft number we have on the side. Again, this is based off the technology demonstrator version of the aircraft as well, so that is what we're getting these numbers from. Again, you can make the numbers whatever you guys want, but this is also, again, based off of the real-life aircraft. Anyways, though, once you have these banners made, and there's plenty of tutorials out there, and I mean, you can look at this and probably make it yourself. It's really simple. On the left side here is going to go ahead and go on the second and third black concrete blocks back from this polished blackstone stair on this layer 4 here. And you can see here we have the 0, 1, so again, it's 0 first and then 1 second. We're going to do the same thing over here on this side, except this time it's going to be 1 first and then 0. So it's going to read 0, 1. Again, you want this to read 0, 1 left to right. And again over here, left to right. Our next banners, again, are really simple. We're going to have a black banner, and we're going to use yellow dye. We're going to go ahead and do the brick pattern. So you're going to go ahead and do the brick pattern on a black banner. Once you have that pattern set up, you're going to go ahead and then take your black dye. You're going to go and do a line across the top and a line across the bottom, and this right here is going to create this right here. And what you're going to do now is just place basically 1, 2, and 3 of those banners after the numbering right there for the lettering on the side here of the aircraft. And actually, I would probably want to take this back one more. We'll make this 4. So it goes along the side there, like that. Again, it doesn't represent the lettering perfect, but it's really kind of the closest we can get at the scale it's at. And obviously, the lettering being in Russian, not really too transferable to Minecraft banners. So that right there is what we want, and obviously we want to have on the side there. And at this point also for Java players, we'll go ahead and go to the pistons that we placed in this layer, and we'll just go ahead and get rid of that wooden portion. So again, just use our debug stick there to go ahead and get rid of that wood portion. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude everything for layer 4, and with that, let's move on to layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and begin with, we're going to go and start off with by going ahead and going to our second black concrete block here. In the center, we're going to place down a narrow brick slab. On top of that, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 black stained glass blocks back. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black concrete blocks, followed by 4 pistons. Instead of these pistons, you can go ahead and also do our alternative of 2 black concrete blocks here, and then 2 polished black stone slabs, again, as an alternative to what we have for the pistons. After those pistons, though, we're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4 polished black stone slabs, followed by 2 daily detectors, 2 dark oak with trapdoors, and that right there is going to make your center line there of the aircraft. Moving to the sides, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull on top of this black concrete block, a black stained glass pane back from that, a narrow brick wall, and then 2 polished black stone slabs. We're going to go ahead and continue on with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black concrete, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pistons. Again, you'll do the same thing we did in the middle here, so 2 black concrete, 2 polished black stone slabs as an alternative, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 slabs. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 daily detectors. Again, these will all be turned to the night mode. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 trapdoors back. Our next row out to the side here is going to be starting off with placing down a dark oak slab coming off this stair here, or this slab. Then a daily detector, again turned to night mode. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 polished blackstone slabs back. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 daily detectors, again all turned to night mode, like so. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 dark oak with trapdoors back. After that's done, at this point in time, we can go ahead and also for Java players take our debug stick here and just go ahead and right click all these pistons to get rid of that wood portion, just like that, and that'll pretty much get rid of that. Next thing we have to do, or pretty much the last thing we have to do, is to basically start our vertical stabilizers. To start these, we're going to place down a polished black stone stair on top of the second black concrete block here. And then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 black concrete blocks. And that's really it to go ahead and get those vertical stabilizers started. So the last thing we have to cover is our canards here. We have a little bit more to add on, and that's going to be a dark oak with trapdoor first, coming off this top slab here, or this half slab, so the second one here. We're going to go then follow this up behind it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 daily detectors, which we're all going to turn to that night mode, like so. We then want to take our black carpet. We're going to place down a carpet on top of this trapdoor here, these 2 slabs, and these 2 trapdoors, as well as this black concrete block right here. We're also going to go ahead and then take our carpet and just cover up the remaining trapdoors for canards to keep that nice black color a little bit more consistent there. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up everything we have for layer number 5 for the build. Again, here's an overview of what it looks like from a top-down view, and as you can see, your aircraft's really starting to come together here, and we're pretty much almost done. We just have a few more layers to go through. But with that, that's it for layer 5. Let's move on up to layer number 6. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin with by placing down an air brick slab on the top of the second black stained glass block here, and then we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 black stained glass blocks back from that. After those 3 black stained glass blocks, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab, then a dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to go and then skip a space, and then place down an andesite wall like so behind the cockpit. Going to the side of the cockpit, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull at a slight angle on top of that narrow brick wall, and then 1, 2, 3 black stained glass panes going back. One thing I do want to cover also is for this glass pane up here in the front, we can go ahead and also do the same thing we did for the nose there for Java players using the debug stick, and we can extend that glass pane there toward the wither skeleton skull, and same thing can also be done here for these panes here on both sides of this first block. So that right there is going to pretty much wrap up the cockpit and everything we have to do there. Going back to our vertical stabilizers, again, real simple. We're going to place down a polished blackstone stair on top of this block here, and then we're just going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black concrete blocks back from that. Now, one thing I did miss from the previous layer is also the numbering, and this does go on the side of the vertical stabilizers here, and that should have been covered in the previous layer, which I did forget to do, so my apologies. But basically, it's on the last 2 black concrete blocks from the previous layer here. We have, again, 0 and 1 reading left to right. We're going to do the same thing over here, 0, 1, and that's going to be on that back corner there of the vertical stabilizer. With that all done though, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer number 6, and with that we'll be going ahead and moving into our last final layers. Alright guys, so moving into our final layers here, we have layers 7 through 11. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin with our vertical stabilizers, or really that's all we need to do for this layer. We're going to start off with placing down a stair of polished black stone on top of that black concrete block, then 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks back, and then a black stained glass paint on the end there. We're going to place down another stair on top of this black concrete block, then 1, 2, 3 black concrete back, and our glass paint on the end there. We're going to place down our polished black stone stair going up, 1, 2, 3 black concrete blocks back from it, and there's smooth quartz stair going up like so, 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz full blocks behind the stair, quartz slab on top, and iron trapdoor going back from that like so. And that is basically it for the structure there for your vertical stabilizer. We do also have this red star, which is located on the side here of the vertical stabilizer, and I will be going ahead and showing you guys how to make that in a loom. So let me go ahead and grab the materials, and I'll see you guys here shortly to make that banner. Alright guys, so to make this banner, it's pretty simple. We're going to need a red banner, 4 black dye, 2 red dye, and a banner pattern. This is going to be the flower charge. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start off by going into our loom for our red banner. We're going to place down our black dye. We're going to do a line horizontally through the center of our black, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the banner, put it back into our loom. We're going to move the black dye, place our red dye, then our banner pattern, and we're going to go ahead and create a design that looks like this here. We'll grab that banner, put it back into our loom, remove our red dye, and our banner pattern. We're going to place our black dye back into the loom. We're going to do a line horizontally across the top. And we then want to go ahead and grab this banner. We're going to go ahead and put it back into the loom, along for red dye. We're going to go then do a diamond in the center like so. After that, we're going to grab our banner, put it back into our loom with our black dye. We're going to go ahead and do the triangle, going up from the bottom here, like so. We're going to grab that banner, and again, we're going to go ahead and then do the line on the bottom here. So the bottom third of the banner that goes across, and that's going to create your red star. What you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and go to the side of this black concrete block. So you have this row 3 here. You're going to place down that block, or that banner right there on that center block. Same thing will be done over here, just like that on both sides. And I'll put the red star on the side of the vertical stabilizers. With that all complete though, that's going to wrap up my tutorial there for the in-flight version for the Su-47 Berkut. If you guys do enjoy this build, obviously be sure to give me credit for it and all that fun stuff. For now though, we're going to be going ahead and moving into the landed version. So those of you that are interested in a landed model of the aircraft, we will be going ahead and covering that next. So with that, let's go ahead and move into the landing gear. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into our landing gear. What we can start with is we're going to be going ahead and start for front gear. For our front gear, we'll be going ahead and going to this bottom section right here. What we want to do is we want to break this polished black stone stair, along with this polished black stone slab, and then these 2 dark oak trapdoors here. Underneath those blocks, there's the black concrete. We're going to go ahead and also remove those black concrete blocks. In its place, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 polished black stone, or polished andesite top slabs, and then a polished andesite full block. We're going to go ahead and drop down from the full block there with a space of 1, and we're going to have an andesite wall. In that space, we're going to place down an anvil like so, and then a birchwood fence post, and then a polished andesite top slab on the bottom here. To both sides of this top slab, we're going to go ahead and place down a block of coal, then a green banner on both sides, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood fence gate coming off the side here of this wall here, and on the side here of this piston, which we're going to have then, or not inside the piston rather, it's on the side of the anvil, and we're going to have this then open up to the side here. This section side over here, we're going to just place down a birchwood fence gate coming off this wall here, and it's going to be opened up toward the wall, and we're not going to place down one in this section here. We then want to go ahead and grab our item frames. We're going to place down 2 item frames here. We're also going to delete this dark oak trapdoor, and we're going to have our 2 item frames here. We're going to place down snowballs in those item frames there for the landing lights. With that done, over here to the side here, we're going to go ahead and grab some polished black stone stairs. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished black stone upside down stair in this space. And we're going to go ahead and then replace these 3 dark oak trapdoors with those upside down stairs. We're going to go ahead and then go down from the stairs with dark oak trapdoors. So we're going to go ahead, or actually, yeah, we're going to go down from these 3 with dark oak trapdoors, which are going to open up to the outside, so like that. And then on the back here, we're going to place down 4 trapdoors, including the one on the fence gate there. We're going to close those like so, and that'll make our door. The very last thing we need here is a skeleton skull, in which we're just going to go ahead and place down on the back here of this fence post, like so. And that is going to be it for the 4 landing gear. Pretty simple. This banner design, I didn't explain it that much, so I'm going to go and explain it real quick. This is a green banner that has a black border and a black horizontal line for the center. And that's it. It's a really simple to make, just 2 steps, so we won't cover that in the loom. But yeah, you're just going to place that on both sides. You can change the rim color to whatever you want, but on the actual aircraft, again, they do use some green color rims. So just keep that in mind, but that right there is going to finish our front landing gear. Let's move on to the rear. And moving on to our last section of the tutorial, we have the rear landing gear. For the rear landing gear, we're going to be going ahead and going down to this section here. We're going to go ahead and find these polished black stone upside down stairs here. We're going to go and go to the 3rd stair. We're going to go ahead and delete that, followed by the 4th, 5th, and 6th stair back. So you have this row of 4 cut into the aircraft. What we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and place down or replace these polished andesite blocks, or these black concrete blocks of polished andesite, as well as the ones up on top here. So it's going to look like this. We're going to go ahead and then place down polished black stone stairs coming off those polished andesite blocks on the top there like so. And we then want to place down dark oak trapdoors on the bottom of these stairs, which we'll have opened up like just that to the outside there. And then also dark oak trapdoors on the side of those ones as well. So that's going to kind of create our little wheel well. We're going to go ahead and place down a andesite wall right here, and then an andesite wall right here. We're going to drop down from this andesite wall, and we're going to place or skip a space, and we're going to place down a birchwood fence post. In this space right here between the wall and the fence post, we're going to place down an anvil. On the very bottom here, we're going to place down a polished andesite top slab. Then we're going to go ahead and place down a andesite wall coming off that top, or coming off this fence post going forward, and then going up at an angle here, we're going to place down an andesite wall like that in between. Going to the sides here of this top slab, we're going to place down a polished andesite, or rather a polished blackstone stair, and then a stair on top of that, then 2 stairs in the back to go ahead and create our wheel here. And that right there is going to basically complete what we have there for the landing gear. One quick thing also is if you do want to go ahead and do a little bit more extra on this wheel, we have these 2 banner designs, and basically they're really simple. Basically what it is it's these 2 banners. We have one banner with a green vertical line on the right side, and one banner with the green vertical line on the left side. We're going to go then take our black die and just do a line across the top and a line across the bottom, and that will create these banners here for the wheel. And what it does is just kind of helps add that extra little detail, kind of keeps that green color for the landing gear a little bit more consistent, and I personally just think adds some nice detail there to the landing gear. Anyways though, that right there is going to pretty much complete what we have there for the landing gear, and with that, that'll wrap up my tutorial there for the Su-47 Berkut. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a style of the build, link to my channel, or this video if this does bring social media sites. As long as you guys give me credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page, and definitely consider becoming a patron and helping support more builds like this. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.